So, here at Doing Life Deliberately, we're all about being intentional about the choices that we make. So, today, what I want to do is just give you some different things that you can think about as you are considering what kind of curriculum you want to use for your homeschool. The first thing that we considered when we decided what curriculum to use for our family was we considered the things that were of value to us. What were the things that were important to us? So first and foremost to our family was faith. We wanted a curriculum that would teach our kids the things that we believe to be true about the world and about the life to come and the life that we have right now. And we just wanted something that would open their eyes and help them to see how our faith applies to everything that we think and say and do. You'll likely want to consider what type of homeschool you want to have. For example, there is unschooling, where families choose not to schedule their school at all, and it's just kind of learning through observation and whatever strikes a fancy or an interest to children and doing their schoolwork around that. You may really like the Charlotte Mason curriculum, and that is more of an observation of nature. And as we go outside and we take nature walks, we get up close and personal with leaves and flowers and trees and grass, and we draw and sketch and observe, and we describe with words and write things out, and we ask questions, and then we do research. And so that's more of a Charlotte Mason approach. And so you may want to choose curriculum that goes along with that school of thought. Maybe you really like the idea of classical education, which is more of the Greek trivium. And so in the first grade school years, you're learning facts and just trying to teach kids as much as you can, getting things into their mind and exploring. And during the second part of the trivium, they are learning to take those facts and communicate them. And so they're writing papers and they are researching, and they're really learning how to communicate those things that they've learned. And then in the third part of the trivium, they're learning how to persuade and argue about the things that they believe and really think critically for themselves. And so maybe you want to find a curriculum that is more of the classical method. So think about what are the things that are important to your family. What's your personality as a family? How are you going to run your homeschool? Do you want something that's structured or unstructured? So there's lots of different ways that you can go about it, and there's tons of curriculum to choose from that will work with each of those kind of schools of thought when it comes to homeschooling. Another thing you may want to consider when you are choosing curriculum for your homeschool is ease of scheduling. Now, we have 4 children, and they're all school aged, and so I have to lesson plan for 4 different kids. Over the years, scheduling and lesson planning has become a lot more tricky. So I really valued having a curriculum that would do some of the work for me, that would save me time so that I can put my time towards other things that are more fun than lesson planning. Another thing you may want to consider when choosing your homeschool curriculum is cooperative learning. There are lots of curriculums out there that are really friendly towards multiple families coming together and working together. For example, My Father's World, the curriculum that we use, has what's called synergy groups. And so they will save a lot of the activities that are hands-on for the end of the week when you get together on Fridays for your synergy group. And then your kids can do crafts and art and just more active activities with their friends and have a blast with that. And I know that there's other curriculums out there that do that sort of thing. Another example is you can find curriculums out there that would allow you to do science labs together. So even if they don't have a particular lab guide for cooperative learning, you can certainly do labs with other families. So that is something you may want to consider when you purchase your curriculum. The fourth thing you may want to consider when you purchase your curriculum is cost versus time. Oftentimes, time and money are at odds with each other. And so we have to choose between, are we going to spend more money so that we can find a curriculum that has lesson planning already done for us or has an automatic grading system? Or do we have more time to offer and less money? And so we will do more of those sorts of things ourselves. We will do more lesson planning ourselves. We will do more record keeping ourselves. You may have to make some choices. And if you can find an inexpensive curriculum that will grade for you and lesson plan for you, please put it in the comments below, because I would love to know what that curriculum is. But if you are like me and you find yourself having to choose between time and money, you may want to decide what is of more value to you when you're choosing your curriculum. The last thing I would say to you, it's not really a tip or a trick, but just something to remember, is that when you're choosing curriculum, please remember that there's no holy grail of curriculum. Nope, it just doesn't exist. Sorry. No curriculum is perfect. And so if you can get a curriculum that is like 90% awesome, then you found a great curriculum. The curriculum should work for you. You shouldn't work for the curriculum. And so if you find yourself kind of being a slave to it, or resenting it, or just hating it, well, then it's probably time to find a new curriculum. But if you can adapt things and change things and cut things out to make it right where you want it to be, then you found a great curriculum and you should stick with it and make it work. For us, we really love My Father's World, but I'll give you an example of how this plays out in our family. Is I didn't love the science curriculum all the time for My Father's World, but I love everything else about it. And so what we've chosen to do is just not do most of what they assign for science, and instead we use Apologia Science, which I love. And we've just been able to schedule it into their lesson plans. It's a little extra work for me, but we love Apologia for science, and so that's what we've chosen to use. So we've adapted and made it work for us, and now it's all great. So that is what I would leave with you. If you are able to make 90% or about there work for your curriculum, you've really found a great curriculum, and don't be afraid to make changes and make things work for you. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us for Doing Life Deliberately. I hope that you found this video about choosing curriculum for your homeschool to be of value. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already. And please share us with your friends. If you know somebody who could benefit from doing life deliberately, then please let them know about us. We would love to hear from you as well. So leave your comments and questions below. What curriculum tips and tricks do you have that you could share with others? Let us know. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.